What's going on, guys? I'm having a bit of a day. I was 5 minutes away from starting this video. I just got down here. I was watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. I had my headphones on. I was rummaging around with my bookshelves, and I had set down my phone, and I moved some stuff, and just like a Nimrod, my phone fell. It broke. I took it to my phone repair guy. He said he can't get the parts till Monday. It's only Saturday. I could live without my phone. I've got plenty of junk to read and movies just awful, the worst movies to watch. So I got enough to do. But so I could survive. I could survive this weekend. But I wanted to talk about the October country. I told myself I wasn't really going to do book reviews on this channel necessarily. Like, I might, have something to say about, like, a bunch of books, like when I did the Unhaul video, or I'm planning to do an author spotlight on, maybe we could even do a Ray Bradbury spotlight, but I had a couple authors that I wanted to do some spotlights on, and I figured I could say just a couple words about each of their books that I've read, but this book was interesting. And so I thought we would just have, maybe not even a review, I guess. I just kind of wanted to talk about some of it. And I did really enjoy it. Of course, I love Ray Bradbury. But I will say it was not as good as The Illustrated Man. I think that collection was way superior, especially for the story Marionettes, Inc. in The Illustrated Man. That's like my favorite Ray Bradbury story. But this one was kind of funny because there were a few things I noticed, and also I read this specifically because I wanted to read something horror this month, and I hadn't read much horror lately, and I tried reading a horror novel. It's somewhere over here, The Ceremonies by Ted Klein, and I got like 20 pages in, and the first like 5 pages are cool. There's like a little prologue, and then we get maybe like 12 pages of a guy on a bus, and it's a whole lot of like interior thoughts, and he's thinking, like he's sitting on the bus and he's thinking, and I don't know what author has to hear this, but we don't want 12 pages of the guy on the bus he's thinking about stuff for 12 pages. There's nobody's thoughts I want to listen to for 12 pages, and I just got so bored. And if the book was 100 pages, maybe I would have just stuck through it a little bit further. Like, let me see what it's about. I'm sure the plot will get moving. But the book, maybe like 555 pages for The Ceremonies. And I was like, if it's already this meandering at the start, I can't imagine going forward. I know The Ceremonies is kind of, at least from what I've heard, it's kind of held in high regard, especially by people that like Lovecraftian works, but yeah, it was just a little daunting for me. Maybe, it's a hard maybe one day I'll give it another shot. Maybe, but I just figured, why not read something shorter, and I had a bunch of short story collections, and I figured this one would be cool, because it's the October country, and I'm sure it would be horror, but they weren't all horror. They were pretty much all interesting, but maybe like just a couple were horror. And something funny I noticed was in how many of these, I don't know what Ray Bradbury was going through when this was published. Most of these stories, it appears they're from, let's see, I'm looking at the copyright page, like like the 40s into the 50s. But it's so funny though that a lot of these were like about a guy that hates his wife and wants to kill her. Like I'm looking at the contents right now, like the story The Next in Line. That one was, oh my god, this was like basically a guy and his wife go down to like Mexico, and they're like, we're gonna go look at these graves. And I guess in this little city there's like some tradition where like you have to pay X amount of dollars a year to keep your loved ones buried, and if you can't pay that, they're put underground, and they're like set up, and it's like a spooky little place, and you can take a tour. So the guy and his wife go down there, and he's like, it would be crazy if like you got so scared of this that you just died and I got to leave you here. And then she's like, you're right. And then she gets so scared she dies, and he leaves her there. And There's a couple other ones. I'm trying to remember like which ones, but I think I counted like at least 3 in this collection, which is kind of funny odds. Like there's how many stories are in here? 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, like 19 stories in this thing, 20 stories, and there were like at least 3 of them that ended up with like a guy killing his wife, and oh my god, I was just like, I don't know what he's going through. Like there were even a couple where it was like the whole family, like the small assassin. That one was really interesting. It was like this couple has a baby, and the wife's like, I think the baby's gonna kill me, and then the wife dies mysteriously, and the guy is like, I think the baby killed her, and like he dies mysteriously, and then the doctor comes in like, oh my god, they both died, and they thought it was the baby. I think it's the baby too. I must kill the baby, and that's like how it ends. And there's another one, the Scythe, where this guy like somehow mysteriously inherits a farm, and he basically becomes like Farmer Grim Reaper, and he's got to kill his whole family. And like there's like 2 or 3, like I think like a couple where like the whole family dies, and there's like 3 of them at least where like a guy has to kill his wife, or well has to, or just really wants to. And there was just so much in this. I was like, oh my god, I don't know what Ray Bradbury is trying to tell us in this collection. I don't know what's going on. I think the worst story in here is the 3rd one, The Watchful Poker Chip of H. Matisse. I don't know, but that thing was 12 pages, and I felt like Ray was having a stroke as he wrote those. The skeleton was pretty cool. The first one, the dwarf, was also really cool. The jar was interesting to say the least. I don't know. It was kind of. I think this is one where the guy kills his wife too. The jar. So this guy like, I don't know. It's like a carnival or amusement park or something, and he's like, that jar is cool. How much for it? And then this carny like pushes up his glasses like, I couldn't sell it, bro, but like maybe like $1 million. And then so the guy like buys it, and then somehow everybody he knows is just so they end up being so fascinated with the jar, and they each have a different theory of what the floating stuff in it is, and it drives them all crazy. And then the dude's wife, like I don't know, after like a couple days or something, she like goes back to the carnival, whatever, and she's like, you sold this jar to my husband, and what's in it? And the guy's like, oh, it was nothing. It was like $2 worth of like, I don't know, glue and whatever they put inside of the little jar. And then she comes back home and tells her husband like, hey, yeah, this is nothing, it's just a little thing they made. And then he's like, you can't tell anybody, I must kill you. And I don't know, it's like, I don't know, it's just so goofy. But yeah, as the book went on, it kind of overstayed its welcome. There were a few of these that I thought were just boring, and it kind of, I would say the last very good one is like about the halfway point, The Crowd, where this guy discovers that at every accident, like any sort of like car accident or something, there's always like a crowd of people that gathers around, and he finds like all these newspaper clippings, and he just notices like at his own accident, like somebody that's like standing around that's in like the old newspaper clippings, and he's like, how come it's always these same people in these same clothes at all the accidents? How do they know? And it was actually a really good story. And that one's like the last like very, very cool one. Like I think if this book was like half its size, which is not very long, it's 306 pages, but I think like a nice like 150 or so page collection, it would have been a lot better, because again, most of them aren't really horror, but the spookier ones are definitely like at the start, and then you get to like Jack in the Box. I think that was the one about the kid that's like something about like he's like locked away, and his parents don't want him knowing about the outside world, and I don't know. Then there's the Scythe, which after that is cool. You get to like Uncle Einar, I don't know how you say it. That one was kind of lame. The Wind was okay, but it was still kind of a little lame. It was like this guy is like, I'm scared of the wind. Oh my god, the wind is scary. It's trying to kill me. And Well, then it ends with the main character like, the wind must have really killed my friend. I could hear his screams in the wind. And I don't know. The man upstairs. Actually, the man upstairs had a cool element to it with silver coins, but it just boring. There was an old woman. I don't even remember what that one was. The cistern. Homecoming. And it ends with the wonderful death of Dudley Stone. I don't know. The last few is like, it really lost me. Like the last few were like a slog to get through. But for the most part though, I did like this book. It was real cool. I will say though, definitely go with The Illustrated Man over October Country if you're wanting a short story collection. If you want something with spooky vibes, definitely Something Wicked This Way Comes. Really good book. I dig that one a lot, and I just watched the movie, which was really good too, but not as good as the book. But yeah, I don't know. I read this because I was hoping it would be more horror, especially because it's got October in the title, but not all of these were horror. Some of them were just, I don't know, it was a story, certainly. Like the very last one was about a writer and his secret reason that he stopped writing, bro. And it was just, I don't know, it just felt a little out of place. Especially too because another reason I thought this would be horror is most of these stories were published in, I think it was called Dark Carnival, which was one of Ray's first short story collections, and I think he took that one out of print and then I think he like revised a few of them and then wrote a few new ones and put them together in this collection. Whenever that was, I don't really know. But yeah, that's why, you know, these come from Dark Carnival, and especially with the first one, The Dwarf. The Dwarf being set at a little carnival, and it was a really fun one. Like that one really did set like the tone where I was like, all right, hell yeah, this is gonna be like a nice little horror book. And then the next in line, definitely sort of a horror story with the guy that leaves his wife in the underground like graves in Mexico. But then it just I don't know, like some of these were cool, like the skeleton, the jar. I think Touched with Fire, yeah, that might have been one where the guy like kills his wife. But like some of these are like, they're like approaching horror, but they're not really quite horror. And yeah, I mean, as just the book itself, like if you just want something good to read, it's definitely like a high recommend because it is good. Obviously, it's Ray Bradbury, but if you want something like specifically like horror for October, it's I don't know, it's not really it. Like yeah, if you want something that's like spooky, creepy, scary, it just didn't do it for me. But yeah, guys, that's my little review. So yeah, we'll probably have some more videos soon. I'll walk you guys through my 31 days of Halloween whenever it's over, but I will at least give you guys a little preview right now. I've watched 12 movies this month, and I've only liked 2 of them. I'm trying to do 31 days of first time watches, and oh my god, guys, it has been a nightmare, literally, like trying to find like a horror movie I might have a copy of that I haven't seen yet that is actually good. I don't know, I end up with so much junk around here. I don't know like what I was thinking with some of these movies. Like, you know, companies will just have like these 50% off sales, and I'll just, or clearance sales or whatever, and or you'll get like an Amazon like buy 2 get 1 free, and I'll like have like a big cart, and I would buy all these horror movies, and oh my god, like I would like there were, you know, like I would always get to like the very best ones first. I'm like, oh my god, I love all these, and then there's some where I'm like, I'll get to these ones later, and I set them aside, and the ones that like I'm not too excited for, and then I get to them, and I'm like, all right, I'll watch these for 31 days of Halloween, and they're just always awful. I've just got way too much junk around here. But yeah, guys, that's just a little preview of some stuff we'll talk about whenever October's over and we go down the list for 31 days of Halloween. But thank you all for watching, guys. That's all for this one.